Hello Shadowverse fans. Today I thought I would show you the build I personally ran at the Philadelphia Bushiroad Summer Festival event. This was a 3v3 event for those who don't know, and overall I didn't do the greatest, I'm going to be honest. I had a little bit of bad luck in some of my games, and it kind of really showed in one of them that mattered a lot. I'll go through my matchups and on top of it explaining my build, help you guys understand what would I change, and also talk about my teammates and how they did. Overall, my record, or our team's record, was 3-3. We were one win off from being able to make it to the top cut, but sadly in the end it did not pan out for us. Round one, I personally versed a D-shift chess, which normally I do really good into, but this guy had a really powerful start, always being able to like skewer or check or blitz, and then like my cards. And then the one time I made my power play, which was Alfred early, evolve him. I only do this against D-shift chess players. Toy Poogle, that will make him a 6/6 off of that play. I then cracked my amulet to turn him into a 7/7, swung directly, received no triggers this game. I didn't get a single trigger, and it was a 7/7 storm. I thought I was in a pretty good spot. He had just enough chess cards through like everything he would do. Like he had 6 mana. He had 7. He was able to summon a token. Then he was able to skewer to draw 2, heal 3, and then he checkmated for exactly 7, clearing my board. He had a really good opener, really good mid game. He did have a misplay round at the last or second to last turn. Sadly, I wasn't able to capitalize on it. I was at 9 mana. He was at 8 health. I had this guy in my hand. So sadly, there was no way for me to close the game out. So my best bet was to clear the board as much as possible. And I couldn't, sadly. Because of this, he was able to survive the turn and kill me. The second round, I went into, it was against Bats, which I had a really good start with a, where is he? Morgana. She was able to deal like 9 damage by herself. However, unlucky for me, I did not see Alfred that entire game. Nor did I see Gancelot. So no Alfred, no Gancelot, and then no this guy. He has such a long name. So I wasn't able to like close the game out, sadly, and eventually his board just got so wide I couldn't handle it anymore, and I did end up losing. From there, I versed, what was it? I think it was Angels round 3. Which I did win, and then I did win round 4 as well, going 2-2. That was against a Forest Craft deck. I was 3-2 at one point, and then eventually it didn't work out. We did end up going 3-3 in the end. I did lose to 2D shift chess and 1 Bats player. Both of those matchups, unironically, shouldn't have been bad, but I just got really bad luck. Like I said, all 6 of my games, because it was 6 rounds, all 6 of my games, I think only 1 game I was able to get triggers off. I did end up winning that game. So nothing I could really do. I played it pretty well. Sadly, there was nothing I feel like I could have done, but maybe there was, and I just didn't see it. Nor do I see it now. Um, but overall, I lost to 2 D shift chess, 1 bats player. My teammates was a D shift chess player who also went 3-3. Sadly for him and me, our team either went 3-0 in the match or 1-2. I think we went 2-1 once. So, and then the last teammate was a Dragon Kagero build, who he went 5-1. It was just really unlucky because me and the the D shift chess player on my team, one of us lost, the other lost. And it was just unlucky. But I went 3-3. D shift chess went 3-3. Dragon Kagero went 5-1. I felt really bad personally. I feel like I let him down. But I'm very proud of him. Those two are both very new to the game. They picked it up so I could have a team going into this event. So they both did absolutely incredible, and I'm very proud of how they did. I'm more disappointed in myself that I should have done better, but I mean, sometimes the cards are dealt the way they are. So getting into the build, I have 3 Alfred, which I feel like is just, you kind of have to run him with 3. He's like honestly the bread and butter of the deck. Doesn't matter which variant you run. If you run MLB or if you run this variant, you need to run him at 3. Gancelot, I play at 1. I had a friend try him at 3, and he was just dead more than he was active, which I get. And then I feel like 2 wouldn't be terrible, but I feel like the roam would be kind of tight. And he's a 4 cost, which generally turn 4, you want to be summoning your Blaster Blade. So like him being at 1 of isn't bad because he's the draw 2 discard 1, and then you can kind of just swing in with a Twin Drive. I think, and if you need him more than a you can kind of just recur him, like get him from the grave. So it's like fine. I think he's fine at 1 personally. Palamedius, I think is how you pronounce this guy's name. He's a 3 of. I just think you have to play him at 3. Problem is, he kind of is a dead card early on to some degree, because he hits something for 4 mana, which is really good. So like you could still use him that way. But once again, on turn 4, you kind of want to be summoning your Blaster Blade instead of him. So he kind of loses value, but he's really good at closing games out. 3 Blaster Blade, you can't not run him at 3. Luckily, he's ridiculously easy to get your hands on. By 1 starter deck, you get 3 of them. The fanfare effect, you're just gonna use it to know tomorrow. Occasionally, you'll play it like with the evolved natural. This card becomes super powerful going 2nd. Fun fact: my win rate against Kagero, either Dragon or Vanguard, is through the roof. I think I have like almost a 70-75, maybe even 80% win rate against Kagero players. Regardless of what I'm going first or second. Going second, it's like almost 90%. However, the inherent problem ends up becoming... not inherent problem. I don't know why I said that. It's really good. It's even better going second. The big problem we bumped into was I picked this deck, one, because I was doing really good into Kagero Vanguard. I went BC, hoping to find Vanguard players, hoping to sniff them out, the Kagero players, and I could just beat them all day. And I didn't see a single one, which really did also hurt us in the 3v3 environment, because my whole goal was to verse them and then just smack them down, and I didn't see a single one. This card is so good at snowballing, because if you're going second, turn 3, you just create this oppressive board through him. Because unless you like, so turn 1 you summon a guy, turn 2 you prefer to summon a ward, most likely you'd want to summon Elaine, and then you're going to crack your amulet, making her a 3/4, and on their turn 2 or turn 3, they can't kill this card unless they commit something insane. They can't even surefire bullet it, because she's not evolved, so she'll survive with 1 health, right? So like it becomes a absolutely insanely hard card to out at turn 3. So a lot of times they might not even swing because there's no point. And then you'll have like a 2-drop, like a 1/1, 3/4, and then you summon him, right? Then you evolve him with the play point free to cheat the evolve. Ping something for 6, swing with him, get a drive, and you swing with those 2 for 4. And now like their board's cleared. They have 3 cards on board. They have a massive 3/4 ward they still need to out. It kind of just like ends the game almost right there, a lot of times. So, and if you're going first, you can just Morgana and get a very similar result, right? Because Morgana, like you evolve them on turn 3, ping something for 2, swing. It's a 3/3. You can discard a card if you have to. It becomes a 4. It becomes a 4/4, and you kind of just clear on the board similarly, just not as well with Morgana. But overall, I think Blaster Blade 3 of is mandatory. This card I've seen a lot of people play different ratios. K. I think K at 2 is fine. I think 3 he becomes dead sometimes, and 1 you don't see him enough. I think 2 is correct. Seeing him just enough. Not often being dead, but not often being a brick. Not often being dead. More often than not, you get this like cheat out, get your blaster back effect. Marin or Little Sage. Honestly, Marin. I think this card is interesting. I say interesting because it is a really strong consistency maker. But sometimes you don't want the consistency maker. But sometimes it comes in clutch. I think 2 to 1 is correct. I definitely don't think 3 is the answer. Sometimes like the solution might be Alfred, summon Marin, and then excavate to like maybe search for Palmedius, right? Like something like that. Because you're out of your cards are low, you can't really pop anything with blaster, right? Like, or you're out of blasters in your deck. Like it comes in use. I don't think it's like, amazing, but he's like decent. I think he's worth running maybe 1 or 2 of. Lou, Future Knight Lou, I think is love-hate relationship. It's a critical drive, check. Not check. Drive, yeah, drive, not drive. Trigger. Critical trigger. Which I think is insane if you excavate it. But, like, seeing it in your hand sometimes is nice, because you can play them and search your blaster, which is really good. However, there are other ways, like, seeing 1 Lou is fine. When you see 2 Lous, you know the game could... just seeing 2 Lous in your hand can feel bad. Because Lou... You want to resolve Lou, like, once a game at most, right? If you have more than 1 Lou on board, or you have more than 1 Lou in your hand, like, it really does start to hurt. Because of the fact that he's slow. You have to discard a card to search for blaster. He's not a ward. He's just not super strong, in my opinion. But the critical drive is what makes him must be 3. You need your critical drives in this deck for the +2 damage. We've already talked about Morgana. Morgana, you could, if you play Marin at 1, I would say Morgana at 3, right? If you're doing Marin at 2, then Morgana at 2. It's the only thing I could think of to cut correct spacing. So that's kind of where I came from, or came up to with the conclusion. It kind of is, it's a much better going first card. It is pretty dang good going second too, though. Because going second on turn 2, you could have a 5/5. Like, that's insane. Right? Like, turn 2, 5/5 is really hard to out. Or 4/4. Like, it's just really hard to out. But, like, overall, I think it's better going first on your turn. I think it's, like, one of your better turn 3 plays. Like, this or Marin are, like, your best turn 3 plays going first. You can make an argument for, like, Elaine, like Mirubiru, right? That might not be a bad play. Somehow you can Wingull with the 3 mana, right? Because he like survived the turn. Wouldn't be terrible. Wouldn't be a bad play either. But like for the most part, this is like your turn 3 play going first. Or this. So generally I personally think the best solution is having 3 total cost cards in your deck. Which, I count this as a 3 total because this card doesn't do anything without its drive. So you're playing it into it with a drive, so you're playing 3 for the drive. So I think Lian, Lake Maiden, is absurd. Like, fun fact, like, so this card has so much, like, synergy and, like, not even just synergy, but, like, versatility on how you can play it, right? Like, you can cheat it out with Alfred to get a card in your grave to summon, right? Like, on turn 8, you can, like, Alfred, summon Elaine, Lian, add one of your toy Poogles from earlier, add Poogle, summon Poogle, buff him to, like, 5/5. Oh no, he'll be 6/6, and then possibly 7/7 if you have 15 in grave, and that could just be game right there. And yeah, that's, you could just say, why didn't I just summon toy Poogle? I mean, maybe you don't have any, right? Maybe you have a couple high dog breeders in your deck. I mean, in your hand, so you want to be able to resolve these if you have to. So, like, there's reasons, right? You can get that in your hand, or like, there's just so much you can do, right? You can fetch, you can discard cards early on, knowing that if you have one in your hand, you can retrieve it later on. It's a ward. Like, no, that sometimes, like, I'll Margle turn 1. Maybe I'll discard Marin, right, to draw. Turn 2, I'll discard something else with Lian to re-add the Marin back for turn 3, right? And then turn 3, play Marin. Like, these two, like, kind of bounce off of each other sometimes. So sometimes you have cards in your hand you don't want to discard, but it's the only cards you have. So, like, she allows you to get it, discard a card and then just get it back later. And you can, like, discard to add herself if you have 1 engraved. So having 2 is nice because, like, in a way you can loot your wards, which is really nice. You can like, you can summon her, discard a card, and if you have 1 engraved, add her back. And then when she goes to grave, summon her, discard a card, add her back. And you can kind of loop it if you have to, which sometimes does help because you get that extra ward every turn, right? It's not, like, the best because generally you want to be more offensive than defensive with this deck, but sometimes it does help, right? And it allows you to, like, keep a ward out every turn until you see, like, another card in your hand that will combo together, right? Like, turn 10, you can, like, you can play Lake Maiden. Oh no, you could play Alfred, summon Lake Maiden off of his evolve, add him back, play him. This is a 5/5. That's a 5/3. Becomes a 6/4. That's 11 damage. Like, obviously, turn 10 is wicked late, but, like, it helps. It definitely does, right? Or you can just, like, add her, summon her, add this guy, add Gancelot back, summon Gancelot on turn 6, and then that's 6 mana right there. And now you have a ward. You have a Rush, Assail, Twin Drive that doesn't take damage this turn. Like, you have a decent play. Like, I think she's good. Some people don't play it. I think it's wrong. Toy Poogle, I think, is just, you can play him at 2. The more I play him, the more I think about cutting him to 2. If I ever do cut him to 2, it would definitely be Morgan going to 3. But he's a 2 cost, and it's really nice because if you high dog breed, and you see 2 of these, in fact, they stack, so you can play both of them and target her twice, and she becomes a 7/7, evolve her into a 9/9. And then these guys become 5 force, so it's insane of a play. So, like, that's kind of why I like him at 3, because of those rare occasions. Heal trigger, you play her at 3. It's a ward that heals 2, 2/3, 2 mana. Its card is absolutely insane. Standard war amulet, you gotta play this amulet until it gets banned. I'm just saying, you're playing this amulet until it gets banned. High Dog Breeder, this card is insane. This is the High Dog Breeder variant. If you don't play High Dog Breeder, you gotta play MLB, which has different legendaries and stuff, so. Morgul, it's just Margle. It's your discard 1, draw 1, turn 1, play. I would say it's your second best play past behind Mirobiru, which is just a reveal 1, draw 1 for 1 mana. It's really nice. So it's a literal +1. Wing goal 3 of, so you can revive your blaster blades. Really nice. It's a guarantee 4 damage minimum off of blaster blade wing goal. And your Evo is kind of standard, 3-3-2-2, right? Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys want a deck profile or build showing of either of the other 2 decks, let me know. Like I said, the D-Shift Chess player went 3-3, and the Dragoncraft Cowgirl went 5-1. So, yeah, let me know. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one, which hopefully won't be as long. I'll probably do some dual videos coming up overall. Thank you guys again, and take care.